Whatever it is that you are chasing, your relationship, money, happiness, health, success, I promise you, you don't have it because you're playing the game of reality backwards. It's like you're pushing a boulder uphill, trying to reach happiness through achievements. And the real secret is that you have to flip it. You have to make the reality chase you. Now, the problem here is that you are letting your external world controls your inner state. Most people live by, they will be happy when they achieve that thing, when they have it, when they get the new job, when they're in a happy relationship, when they have everything that they've ever wanted. But that's the trap here. Because when you are in that state that you are chasing happiness all the time, chasing, even if you materialize your desires, use insight, your inner world will not be a happy place because you will be in that state of chasing. This is why 90% of people live in a feedback loop. They have the same struggles, the same patterns, because they're waiting for something from the outside give them the happiness that they want from the inside. But the thing is, nothing from the outside world will make you feel happy if you're in the state that you're constantly chasing it. I think most people have forgotten who they truly are by nature. Because when we came in this 3D world, when we were born, we inherited so many false beliefs. We inherited fear, we have limitations, but in the core, we are one with the source. We are whole, we are completed, we are creative, we are abundant. This is who we are from the inside because we are one with the source. We come from the source. You start to think that everything comes from the outside, not from within. We are a fragment of the source. And most of the people, like I said, think, if I get this one thing, then I'll be happy. But that's the thing. This is when you feel lack. If you feel lack the whole time, you can attract it. You can attract the feeling that you want to feel when you have your desires. Have you heard that money doesn't buy happiness? This is true because there are so many people that they are very wealthy, but they're not happy because when they were accumulating this wealth, they were chasing it, and they thought, when I'm wealthy, when I have $100,000, when I have $1 million, then I will be happy. Then I will be healthy. But the thing is, they were in a constant chasing. They're chasing that feeling. They didn't become it before they materialized their manifestations. That's the issue. When you chase the outcome, you reinforce the energy of you not having them. So you are even more saying, yes, I don't have it. Yes, I don't have it. And the universe listens and says, sure, yes, you don't have it. You're not gonna have it because you haven't become it. Your reality mirrors your consciousness. If you want peace, love, happiness, you have to become it first. And then your reality will catch up and you will experience it in your reality. Now, a lot of people operate from the ego. We have talked about how the frequency works, right? We have talked about there's a lower frequency and there's a higher frequency. When we operate on the low frequency, this is very important. When you operate at low frequency, that's going to be lack. That's going to be depressed, not happy, sad, jealousy. When you operate from this state of being, you are operating from your ego. So you cannot see the opportunities that they're in front of you. And that's the problem. Most of the people, their ego is way too big. And that's who controls their life rather than you being a higher frequency in your higher self. When you feel happy, when you're abundant, when you feel love, when you feel all of those beautiful, happy thoughts and feelings, then you see opportunity in everything. Chasing doesn't work because you have to work on yourself rather than chase something. This is why you have to know when your ego controls your life or your higher self controls your life, because everything is filtered through your conscious and your conscious mirrors your reality. So think about it this way. Your consciousness is like a pair of glasses. When you're in fear, you are going to see threat. You're going to see threat everywhere. But when you're in joy, you will see opportunities that you haven't seen before. That's why it's so important for you to operate on a higher level, because when you operate in your higher level, you see opportunities, you see joy everywhere, you see abundance everywhere. You're magnetic for more of this. This is what law of attraction is. When you from inside are abundant and joyful, and you feel like you have everything and everything comes to you easily, that's what's gonna come to you, because you're attracting not what you want, you're attracting who you are from the inside. And when you're in that low vibration, when you're operating from the ego, then you will not be able to see the opportunities, even if it's right in front of you. You're just gonna put the lens. So reality doesn't change. You're just changing the lenses, okay? It's not like, oh, something's gonna happen, everything around me is gonna start, it's gonna be swept off. No, you're gonna have the same encounters, and but the thing is, when you know that you're operating from the ego, you won't notice the people around you, how they act. You won't notice if you have opportunities around you. You won't notice if you always feel in lack, right? Rather than if you operate on your higher self. When you separate them, when you start operating on your higher self, you will start seeing so much joy in your life. You will start having abundance in your life. You will start having abundance, you will start seeing joy in your life. And you will attract so many opportunities. Now, okay, I want to give you a few steps of how to flip the game. First thing is for you to really separate the two, ego and higher self. The ego is the one that acts in fear. And the higher self is the one that is the observer. This is the creator. You create from that. Okay, so once you separate them, once you know when you are in which state, you can start noticing, and you can flip it. Number two, how you can do that is with the stillness. Meditations are powerful, and it's for a reason. It's so powerful when you sit down and you just stay in the stillness. And the ego doesn't like that. First of all, the ego will start trying to make you get up. You cannot do this. It's gonna feed your brain with so much more memories and things that you have to do, and everything that you can think about, but not just doing this. And the good part here is that it's learnable. It's when you create it as a habit, you can meditate. And I know I've been there from the beginning. It can be a little hard because your brain cannot stop. And you can actually I can't stop thinking. Thoughts are coming my way. But it's normal. Just try to calm them down. When you realize that your thoughts have come, bring your awareness back to the stillness and to the present moment. Now, why is it important to meditate? Why is it important to stay in still? Because you can connect. Like I said, we are the source. We are God. We are the universe. We are part of this, okay? Each one of us has the source within. We are creators of our own reality. It's important to take 5-10 minutes a day and stay just with ourselves, to hear our thoughts, and the ones that we don't want them, we can send them on their way. You can say, if you have fearful thoughts or scary thoughts, or thoughts something like, I'm not going to have enough money to pay the bills this month, you can think them, but you can say, I don't need you anymore. What I'm trying to say is that stillness reconnects with your creative consciousness, with the one that creates. So it's a good skill to have. It's a skill to meditate, and it's a good skill for you to build it. And like I said, from the beginning, it's hard, but keep going. You can do it, and you will see how much you're going to enjoy it. Now, I want you to do in step 3 is to observe your reactions. What you can do is grab a journal and grab a pen and start writing down. Start watching what the ego says. And you start observing it, start noticing it. The moment that you start observing it, that means that your consciousness rises. And you can start actually noticing what's in your head. And you can start changing it. And now the fourth part, which is the most important one. Decide to be okay no matter what. This is a key part here. You have to decide to feel peace and to be okay no matter what happens in your life. Peace is not something you find when everything is perfect. It's something that you choose when everything is not. This is, like I said, this is a key part, because if you are reacting on your outside world, on your 3D, this is what you're going to manifest, because this is what you're going to feel. And this is how the game controls you. This is it. If you are reacting of what's happening in your 3D, that means that the game controls you. So your outside world controls how you feel, controls if you feel good or you're not feel good, controls if you're happy or you're not happy, controls if you're going to be sad or you're not going to be sad. You know what I mean? So when you decide to be okay no matter what happens in your 3D, then you're taking the key and you are starting to control the game. Because like I said, we are the creators. So you are the creator of your own reality. If you know that you're going to be okay, doesn't matter what happens in your life, your 3D will start to catch up to that and will reflect it. Okay, those are the 4 steps that will help you to flip the game. Now let's talk about the paradox of surrender. I want you to understand that control is the ego's illusion. The paradox here is that when you stop trying to control life, your life starts to work out. That's the thing. That's the honest truth. When you stop controlling everything and when you become it, you are it. Like I said, when you are okay, when everything in your life, it's not okay, then this is how you manifest your reality. And this is how you flip the game. This is how you're not letting the outside world controls you, but you are already it. And that just reflects, like I said, the universe, the source reflects of who we are, our consciousness reflects who we are. So if we are happy already, if you want to achieve happiness, then it will reflect, you will become happy. You just have to be patient and just be it before it actually you feel it naturally. Now the second thing is, when the man operates from the ego, there's so many things that seem like they're impossible. But when it's with God, with the universe, everything, it's possible. We have talked about this, but in the universe, there's so many opportunities. There's so many things that can happen to you. And yes, it's possible. And yes, it can happen. You just have to have the eyes to see it. You have to be able to operate on the higher self so you can see all the opportunities. And the last thing is, when you are creating, you're not creating from scratch. So if this is the universe, let's say this is the universe, there's infinite possibilities. So that means that everything already exists. Every single thing. That's why it's so important for you to operate on the higher self, so you can be able to see it. When you operate on the higher self, there are infinite versions of you, let's say, getting a job. And they're all wonderful. And the same thing goes when you operate on the lower side. When you are trying to get a job, but you can't. And there's an infinite number of excuses why you are not getting the job. Everything already exists. Everything exists. You just have to tap in that energy. You just have to tap in that frequency so you'll be able to see it. That's how we actually flip from one parallel reality to another. But that's subject that I'm going to talk in another video. But there are parallel realities, and it depends on our frequency. Okay, let's get the important points here. Reality mirrors your state, mirrors your consciousness. Like I said, it's like a pair of glasses, pair of lens that you put it on. When you master your state, you master your reality. You become the master of the game. So stop forcing and start allowing to come to you. When you shift from the inside, the outside world has no choice but to reflect it. This is a law. It will happen. It could happen. It will happen. Has no choice but to reflect it. And for the end, what I want to say is, you have always been whole. You have always been the source of your life, of the creation, of everything. Reality is not happening to you. It's happening through you, through your lenses. When you master your inner state, you master your reality. this is gonna be all for today, guys. If this video resonates with you, I'll be so thankful and happy if you hit the like and the subscribe button. And thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one.